He was going to go to the right side.
After the snap.
You got to be
Live
kidding.
game. Offense.
Unbelievable.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Right, and you see
You're
Urban
playing
Meyer.
your 12th game of the year.
Unbelievable. And the thing about it, we talk about it all the time. There are penalties that occur during a game, pass interference penalties, holding penalties that coaches tolerate because they're just part of the game. They're called effort penalties. The ones that occur before the snap, false starts, delay a game penalties, those are the ones that drive coaching staffs absolutely crazy.
Chris Hetland has already missed one. He is 0 for his last 8. The kick is up. And it is no good.
Unbelievable.
I mean, Chris Hetland right now has got a mind game going. 0 for his last 8 from the 30-yard or beyond mark. He missed one from the 38. Now he misses one from the 35-yard line. Yeah. He's only had 3 on the year. Unbelievable.
That's a lonely walk when you're the kicker and you're struggling like that. Nobody wants to talk to you. You really don't want to talk to anybody else, but certainly, you know, it's like you're walking around with this smell on you or something. Everybody wants to get away from you.
Florida State's in this football game. I note that because, look, they are a big underdog coming into this game, and with 7:58 to go in the first half, they're in it. Sims, they got the football. That'll be incomplete. Sims came into the backfield. Dakota Fag was the intended receiver. Lee was now in at quarterback. Xavier Lee, the sophomore, dumped that one off short.
Well, look for him to try to right there. The first couple of passes that he's thrown, nice little quick hitch routes outside, maybe a slant or two here to kind of get him involved in this football game and build his confidence. Something easy for him to complete so that his confidence grows as he progresses through this football game.
Again, Marcus Sims will be in the backfield. Big movement by Florida. They get back on side. Got to keep going here. You're going to run out of time. They just get this play off. In the backfield, the hit is made, and that's going to be for a loss. Marcus Sims on the carry and a little roughhousing on the field. That was Earl Everett, who moved in, their leading tackler at 69. 39 solos coming into this game. He got him in the backfield.
Junior Jackie Claude, big left guard for Florida State, mixing it up with some of those Florida defenders. Don't know if I want to get on his bad side. All 6'4", 295 pounds of him out of Edison High School in Miami.
Andre, this Florida State offense right now is non-existent.
No, it really isn't. I mean, they really can't throw the football. The running game has been non-existent pretty much all season long. They rank 100th in the entire country, if you can believe it or not. Florida State running the football.
Xavier Lee out of the shotgun. They've got 66 total yards. He gets blitzed, he gets hit, and it's thrown incomplete. And you are seeing why the controversy has gone on all year at Florida State, and why the offensive coordinator, Jeff Bowden, took a payout to get out of his contract that runs through next year. The son of the head coach, offensive coordinator. It has not worked. And over the years that he has been here, the numbers have gone down, 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 both in total numbers and in comparison nationally and national rankings. Jeff Bowden is going to stay in that offensive position through the bowl game, but once again, this is what Florida State's done all year. The defense has played well. The offense can't get it going. Gano comes in to do the kicking again. It's going to be another 3 and out. He's back at his own 8-yard line. And he puts the boot on. Brandon James will take that one at the 32-yard line. A good punt. Florida takes over. 49-yard kick and no return. A 7-0 lead on a 66-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter, the only scoring we've had.
And you talk about Jeff Bowden and his struggles as the offensive coordinator, and these are averages here of where they've gone down in terms of since the year 2000, where they were ranked offensively in the run department, throwing the football, total offense, and scoring. Everything is down under his leadership as the offensive coordinator here at Florida State, and you can see why there's a lot of unrest among Florida State fans.
Yep. All right, Florida gets the football back. Immediately back out on the football field, comes to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Down the sideline and out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Percy Harvin. There is that #1 freshman prospect and a wide receiver, but he carries the football out of the backfield. Buster Davis drove him out.
Yeah, he may be one of the fastest wide receivers in the entire country, or fastest players in the country. You get him in space, and it looks like the varsity playing against the JV in terms of the speed differential. Around the corner, they block it up excellently. Big Carlton Metter, the right tackle for Florida, gets a great block out in front of Percy Harvin. But man, speed to burn.
He can run. He averages 8+ yards a carry. He got 28 on the last one. This time, though, in the backfield, right at the line of scrimmage, Deshaun Wynn's going to be brought down. How about that youngster, Todd?
No question, Gary. Depending on which publication you subscribe to today, we get a chance to see the 2 top-rated players coming out of high school last year. Now, the best part is they'll be going head-to-head. Florida State's Myron Rolle, a safety, is a true freshman. He rolled early at FSU. He's had an immediate impact on a very thin Seminole secondary. And for the Gators, it's that man, number 1, wide receiver in the country last year, Percy Harvin. The 2 were teammates last year on the East-West Shrine game, but apparently there is no love lost between the 2.
And a second down and 11 to the 40-yard line. 35-30 on the explosion at the 20-10. And a touchdown. There he is. Percy Harvin, whom we were just talking about. A 41-yard carry for the touchdown for Florida.
They'll line him up, a direct snap to him, and then it's just downhill. And when you can get a guy with that type of speed and that type of shiftiness to get in behind a guy, get him going downhill, now the speed just takes over. They block it up, and it's just, I'm going to outrun everybody to the end zone. Todd just mentioned Myron Rolle playing against him in that All-Star game. Hey, couldn't even get to him there.
Hedlund will come on. The kick is up, and it is good. So the freshman Percy Harvin has runs of 17, 28, and this one 41 yards for the touchdown. Number 4, Florida extends their lead to 14-0. Percy Harvin on that touchdown. That is his first touchdown on a rushing TD. He has picked one up on a reception TD, and he's having a big day. As they go 68 yards, a minute 2, 3 plays on the scoring drive. Harvin with a touchdown.
Yeah, you talk about Percy Harvin being the number 1 rated player coming out of high school last year, and then Myron Rolle, and then you throw in Jared Faison, who some publications was the number 3 rated player coming out, or 3 rated receiver, and they had an excellent job, did an excellent job of recruiting here at Florida. They are set for quite some time.
Most considered the recruiting class last year to be either 1 or 2 in the nation for Florida. And as Urban Meyer said this week, he said we are an overload. He said we're top heavy with seniors and with freshmen. Don't have a lot of middle, junior, sophomore players.
Who cares? Who cares when you have that kind of talent on the bottom end?
If your freshmen can play,
right.
You don't care if you got juniors and sophomores. All right, Florida State's going to get the football back. As we've got 5:50 left to go here in the first half, taking it at the 2-yard line. Garvin, 10 and 15, and gets away to the 20. Great effort to bring it up to the 25. It looked like he was going to be stopped at the 10. Our best by playbook.
Yes, kind of a little quarterback counter where you're going to see Percy Harvin take a step there. He's going to get the direct snap, and then the big guard, Jim Tart, is going to come and pull and counter. This is the counter play right here where he's going to kick out the in man on the line of scrimmage, who happens to be Geno Hayes, and now it's just all downhill and into the end zone for Percy Harvin.
And he celebrates over there after the congratulations from teammates. 14-0 lead. Florida State's got to do something now with this football. They've got a first down and a 10 at their own 25-yard line. And the snap is down at the 20. Xavier Lee in at quarterback, falling forward on that one. Wow.
And just a low snap. You'll see it hit him around the knees, just below the knee, and does a good job of just getting back on the football. But he's got to get a little bit better snap from his center, John Frady, who's their best offensive lineman. A lot of struggles going on offensively.
It's amazing
for this Florida State offense. Absolutely.
You're seeing the loss of confidence by an entire unit this year on this offensive team for Florida State. Can they get it back here? There's a high snap. This one is down the sideline, wide open. Had to come back to get it. Fumbles it. Is it incomplete? The ruling is incomplete. Greg Carr, that big 6'6" receiver, whom they love to get one-on-one, and Xavier Lee loves throwing to him, did not have possession.
Yeah, just covered two. You see him get an inside release, but he gets right back outside, and a lot of space between Greg Carr and the safety to that side, and the ball got kind of came out funny from Xavier Lee. Had a lot of quack on it. Yeah, that Aflac duck, it was quacking a little bit. But I tell you what, he did a good job just getting him the football, but you got to hold on to it. Too many drops for the receivers of Florida State.
Here we go again. It is another third down. They are 1 for 6 in third down conversion. At the 20, good block to the 25. Big second effort, nowhere near a first down. That is Lorenzo Booker on the reception out of the backfield, but it's going to be another 3 and out here for Florida State.
Yeah, you look at it, punt, a missed field goal, which was a golden opportunity to get something started early in this football game for Florida State. 3 punts to finish that off, and then one more you can write in there, another punt coming up.
The 4th time they have gone 3 and out in 6 possessions for Bobby Bowden Seminoles. The kick will come back from the 15-yard line. Gano is back there. He's getting a lot of work today. He's punted well so far. Puts this one down the near sideline. James comes over, won't get to him, and it will go out of bounds at the 35-yard line, where Florida will take over 1st and 10, a 38-yard punt. Near the conclusion of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. To honor their determination, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Now Florida's going to get it back. 3:49 left to go. And Mr. and Mrs. Gator got a lot to cheer about so far today. A lot of Florida fans on hand here at Florida State. 7.8 yards of play this season, 8th best on the offense. And you've seen them start to pick that up here second quarter, but not there. Tackle for a loss, will be back at the 30-yard line. Win. Llewellyn moved in. Andre Llewellyn had gone out earlier in this game after a hard hit. He's back.
Well, he gets tremendous pressure up the field, and you see him fight off the block of number 67, Drew Miller, right there, and then right into the backfield is Andre Llewellyn. No quit in this Florida State defense. They've given up 2 big plays, one to Andre Caldwell and then to Percy Harvin, but still in there in the trenches fighting it out. There's a pretty good defense on this football team.
Good play by Llewellyn. It'll cost them and bring up a 2nd down and 13 after a loss of 3. In the 25, that one is caught. No, incomplete at the 35-yard line. Percy Harvin coming across, leaked through it into a crowd,
and he's still
Harvin is down on the field.
Yeah, he took a funny shot right around the top of the shoulder pads in the neck area. Boy, that didn't look too good. Well, you'll see him here just going to cross underneath. And right there waiting on him is Geno Hayes. And he takes a shot from another defender, which is Buster Davis. And I don't know if I want to ever take a shot from Buster Davis without having my eyes on him where I can at least make him miss. And you see him right there. Just kind of gets bent over, or kind of bent backwards a little bit.
His neck went back, and he took a shot on that left shoulder. Percy Harvin, who's had the big day, the freshman that we've been talking about down on the field for Florida with 2:51 left to go here in this first half.
An excellent athlete. Percy Harvin was a captain of his basketball team his senior year at Lansdowne High School in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And Todd told you, the nation's #1 recruit last year.
So a little quiet here. Harvin, obviously, Florida wants him in the football game because he's had a tremendous day on the last drive. Here he is.
Yeah, you see it right here. His ability on the low pitch, and you get him outside. He's up the field and making plays once he's out in space. And then the nice little quarterback counter, and they start him one way, get him going the other, and it's just speed that gets Percy Harvin into the end zone. But right now there's concerns on that Florida sideline for his health at this point.
It has been speed today for Florida all around. Caldwell, great speed on the first quarter, 66-yard reception from Leak for the touchdown. And then the speed you saw there from Harvin, who takes it in on the 41-yard carry. So you've seen Florida speed in this game, and it's resulted in a 14-0 lead over Florida State. Well, obviously a hushed crowd here with Florida leading Florida State, with Percy Harvin for Florida taking that unusual and hard hit on that last play down on the field. You see his legs are moving there. They have called either for the ambulance or at least for the stretcher to come out to take him off the field here with 2:51 left to go in the first half. You get those, anything around the neck, head area, you don't want to move them even if the player wants to move, because you don't want to take any chances.
Yeah, better to just take the precaution and not really try to do too much. But you see him here. He's going to get hit low by Geno Hayes, and then Buster Davis comes in high, and it kind of twists his body backwards a little bit. And they're just going to make sure that Percy Harvin here's okay. Like you mentioned, the good thing about this is that you see the movement of his legs. So
you don't see this very often. Those are the Florida State coaches who are out there on the field along with the Florida coaches, because they wanted to give them some help here in getting the medical crew out there. So while they do this, we're going to check in with John Saunders. John.
Thanks a lot. We hope that young man is okay, first of all, but we want to tell you what we have coming up at halftime. We're going to take a look at all the one-loss teams and decide who is the most deserving to face Ohio State.
And Florida is one of those schools. You know, you're going to talk about Florida. The Florida Gators looking impressive here right now, and this is a school that's really in the hunt for a shot at the national championship. And when you look at the graphic of these one-loss teams, it's really become subjective, because when Florida, for example, is going to look like they haven't really played anybody. Well, baloney on that. They've played some pretty hard teams out there.
Well, you know, they're going to end up playing Arkansas, and Arkansas lost their game early in the year to USC. Michigan beating Notre Dame earlier. So there's a juggling there, and people are going to have an argument one way or the other, whoever ends up in that #2 spot. And right now, USC looks like the team that controls their own destiny.
And in the Big East right now, West Virginia, who's waiting for Rutgers next week, they're losing to South Florida, so they could be taking themselves out of the hunt. All of that and more coming up at halftime, plus some scores and highlights as well. Right now, let's get you back to Gary Thorne.
All right, John, thanks very much. We still have Percy Harvin down on the field with the medical crew out there, and the entire Florida team has gathered around Urban Meyer on the far side. And Todd Harris is down there on the sideline. Todd?
Well, Gary, it's a very somber moment right now for the Florida Gators. The strength coach brought the whole team over, and they were huddled up, kneeling in prayer on their side. As Urban Meyer went out to the field, he went down and spoke with the young man. As you guys reported, his feet are moving, his hands are moving, but they're going to take every precaution. They're going to put him on a stretcher, and as Urban Meyer came off, he did give a thumbs up to some of his players. I don't know if that was signaling a new group to come in or something to change on the field, but he did come out and give a thumbs up. But the players for Florida right now huddling with their strength coach, offering up a prayer.
Well, it's always tough when you see one of your teammates down and unable to pop up and get himself back in a football game. You're okay if you see an ankle injury or something where a guy can at least get himself off the field, but when he needs aid to get himself off, that's tough.
So they will, with 2:51 left to go here, did get that medical crew out there. I believe they were waiting. They wanted to make sure they had a doctor out there, and that's what they have done. And now make the move. So Percy Harvin, the crowd is chanting his name.
What a show of class. Got an entire stadium, Florida alums, Florida State fans.
He obviously is talking to his teammates. Great sign. Could move his legs. Another very good sign. And they got him up on that stretcher, and obviously are in no particular rush to move him here after they get him up. So and you see him talking and moving his hand. So Percy Harvin, the freshman for Florida, taken off the field, and even before the half, he's already had a great football day. And there's the thumbs up.
There's the thumbs up.
Always compared this to baseball, where the batter gets hit in the head with a beanball. Now the guys who are left have to somehow find a way to get back in and play this thing again. You've stood over there, the emotions of
such an emotional game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can be so high on one play and then Something happens to bring you right down.
3rd down and 13 for Florida with a football. Leak is back looking downfield, and that's going to be interference. No flag.
Well, it looked like Tony Carter got there a little bit early, trying to run a deep curl to Dallas Carter, pushing off. You'll see him here, and he's just going to curl back in to Chris Leak right at the 1st down marker, right inside. And you see Tony Carter working there, and boy, it's a surprise he didn't get a flag thrown on that play.
Nice use of the left shoulder. Leak is now 9 for 16, 153 yards and a touchdown. This is going to bring up a 4th down. Florida State's going to get the football back, as the punt will come from near the 20-yard line on this 4th down and 13. And still enough time, plenty of time left for Florida State to do something with it. Davis, it'll bounce, no return. And it will take a Florida State bounce at the 35-yard line. So Florida State will get it 1st down and 10, 33-yard punt. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at our Aflac trivia question. When was the last time Florida won 3 straight games against Florida State? Because they're trying for 3 straight wins here in this game. When's the last time they did it? Well, I'll give you the answer a little bit. This is the 51st meeting between these two teams. Drew Weatherford is back in at quarterback. Well, he started the game, came out for Xavier Lee. Now Weatherford is back in. On a 1st down and 10, Weatherford will roll, gets a big rush. He's going to get sacked, and the football goes out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
Well, and it got lucky there. You get outside the pocket, nobody's open. You're outside the tackle box. Let that one go in the stands. Right here, you see it. Right here, he's outside the tackle box. You feel the pressure. Raise that baby up and throw it, or tuck it away. And I'm not sure, looked like he was trying to push it or shovel it forward. But
yeah,
you got to take care of the football. I had a coach one time that when we got going pretty good on offense, he'd say, "We got them going now. They're dialing the defense." Right now, it seems like Florida State's dialing for quarterbacks because they don't know who they want under center.
It is 2nd down and 22 after that ball went out of bounds. Weatherford back in the pocket. Little dump pass near side at the 20-yard line up to the 21. Lorenzo Booker. And it is an offense without a direction that we have seen from Florida State so far in this game.
Stephen Harris in there, and you see it right here just in the backfield and kind of sniffing things out as if they knew the play here, and a lot of Florida Gator defenders around the football. Just tough going for Florida State on offense.
Not what Jeff Bowden wanted to see in this game, you know, since he's given up the job, but he's going to stay on it going through the bowl game. You'd love to see this offense do something. They have 52